Tonight on 7 News, the monsters of motorsports make their return to the North Country. We take a first-hand look at the larger-than-life trucks taking to the Evans Mills Raceway. Plus, labor stoppages continue to loom over the nation's supply chain as a trucking company is set to strike. At the same time, one airline looks to lock down a deal with its pilots. But first, a Syracuse man is dead after a drowning Saturday afternoon at Southwick Beach State Park. We have the latest details from state police. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Brendan Straub is off this weekend. I'm Zach Grady. Our top story tonight, 40-year-old O'Donnell Archange of Syracuse died Saturday afternoon. New York State Police and Parks Police responded along with police from Lowville to a reported drowning just before 2:30 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. Authorities say when they arrived, CPR was being administered to the victim after being removed from the water by other swimmers. The Syracuse native was transported to a Samaritan Medical Center by ambulance where he was pronounced deceased. Police say there are no signs of foul play at this time, with their investigation remaining pending. Officials report that it appears Mr. Archange died from an apparent drowning. We'll take our first look at the weather now, and we'll head over to Kris Hudson in the Weather Center. Kris, what's going on outside as we head into the week?
Really not a whole lot. It's a nice and quiet night. It's been a nice and quiet weekend for us as well. As far as first weather, it is brought to you by Doors Plus in Adams Center. As far as that northeast satellite and radar, you can see keeping it quiet for most locations. A little bit of activity off towards our west, and that's indications of what's going to be happening tomorrow. But here closer to home tonight, we are keeping it nice and clear. A few clouds trying to build on in. It's going to be a mainly clear night with a few passing clouds. But as far as for our Monday, we have a chance of rain. Is it going to rain all day long? I don't think so. But we do have the chance for some rain and some thunderstorms on our Monday with those highs getting up into the mid-80s. So our dew points will be climbing as well. If you're wondering when we're going to see the rain and who has the best chance of seeing rain, well, I'll have that answer coming up in just a few. Zach?
Thank you, Kris. The Jefferson County SPCA hosted a cornhole tournament Saturday in the city of Watertown, aiming to help raise funds for North Country Four-Legged Friends. The all-day event started at 10 a.m. with family-friendly activities, fresh food, and of course the featured cornhole tournament. As well, the SPCA showcased a variety of different animals throughout the afternoon, looking for their forever home. All of the proceeds from the event will go towards the day-to-day necessities and operations for the SPCA. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Well, for North Country residents, the monsters of the motorsports spent the whole weekend racing around the track at Evans Mills, leaving mayhem and memories for all in attendance. 7 News reporter Sandy Torres got a first-hand look at all the fun, getting a chance to talk with both those behind the wheel and in the stands.
Monsters on the loose at Evans Mills Raceway Park. Known for his monster truck bounty hunter, monster rider Jimmy Cretin says it is great to bring the Extreme Monster Truck Series to the North Country again.
I came by here all the time when I was going from home, Kansas to Canada, doing shows, and I was looking at, as I was passing through, I was looking, God, this would be a great place to do a monster truck show. And that's how it really got started.
Bounty hunter is a crowd favorite. Some were having the extreme experience for the first time.
I have my son, he's gonna be 4 in a couple of weeks, so this is part of his birthday opening celebration for Leo season.
Others wanted to know what riding on a monster truck felt like before catching the show. The monster trucks were not the only ones showing off on the track. Freestyle motocross pro riders were flying high in the air. One of them is Alex Roseborough. He has been riding for 25 years and jumping for 8.
We jump 75 feet. We do all different kinds of stunts, but we do flip tricks and whips and yeah, pretty much just have fun and put on a show.
He says defying gravity on his bike has become second nature, but it took some time and practice.
Well, it truly is a dream come true. I mean, I was the kid as well, you know, looking up to the people that I admire. So yeah, to be that person now and put on the good figure and, you know, try to have kids go in the right direction, and that's, you know, what it's all about.
Sandy Torres, 7 News.
Some wholesome summer fun sent into 7 from St. Lawrence County. St. Lawrence County sheriffs took a moment to play basketball with 13-year-old Haley Bond in Norfolk. Thank you to Haley's dad, Thomas, for sending in this wholesome moment. If you have a photo or a video you want to share with us, you can always send it to 7 via our app or at our website at wwnytv.com. Still ahead on 7 News, from the Rapids to the red and black, Rob Krone wraps up the weekend in sports across the North Country. And newly released body cam video in Ohio has prompted an investigation after a police dog was loose on an unarmed black suspect while he was surrendering.
From the North Country's news station, you're watching 7 News Tonight with Brendan Straub. Weekend weather with Kris Hudson. And your North Country sports with Rob Krone.
Newly released body cam video is prompting an investigation. A police dog was let loose on an unarmed suspect while he was surrendering. CBS's Astrid Martinez with the details. A warning, some of the video is graphic.
Do not release the dog with his hands up.
Newly released video shows the moments before an Ohio police canine attacked an unarmed black man as he was trying to surrender following a lengthy highway chase.
Get the dog off of me! Get the dog! Get out the dog!
The video starts as police try to pull over Jadarius Rose for a missing mudflap. The 23-year-old led police on a chase for more than 30 minutes, stopping in Jackson County, about 90 minutes south of Columbus. At one point, police with guns drawn instruct Rose to exit the vehicle. He takes off again, and police were forced to use spike strips to stop the semi.
Do not release the dog with his hands up.
Ohio State Highway Patrol says troopers were attempting to make the arrest when Circleville police officer Ryan Speakman deployed his canine, biting Rose.
The justification for the use of the canine really needs to be reviewed.
Brian Higgins is an assistant professor at the John Jay School of Criminal Justice.
What would indicate to that officer that he should have not released that dog?
When we see a supervisor in the state police ordering that officer not to release the dog, that's the order that should have carried the day.
Circleville police would not say if Officer Speakman is under investigation.
Was I not loud enough?
Troopers said Rose was immediately given first aid after the dog bite, and they're conducting their own investigation into the arrest. Astrid Martinez, CBS News, New York.
The Department of Justice is threatening to sue the state of Texas. That's only if Governor Greg Abbott does not remove a floating barrier along the Rio Grande River by Monday. CBS News correspondent Skylar Henry has the latest.
There are growing frustrations over what officials are calling a new humanitarian crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border.
People need to wake up because it's costing our taxpayer dollars, but sadly it's resulting in the death of innocent people.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott recently signed off on placing this floating barrier along the Rio Grande earlier this month in an attempt to limit border crossings. But critics are calling the move inhumane, saying migrants could get stuck underneath and drown or injured by newly installed barbed wire along the river.
They're bumping into that razor wire without being able to see it is just extremely cruel and barbaric.
In a letter issued last Thursday to Governor Abbott, the DOJ says the floating barrier poses navigation and public safety risks and presents humanitarian concerns. On Friday, Governor Abbott tweeted, "Texas has the sovereign authority to defend our border," adding the tragic humanitarian crisis on the border was created because of President Biden's refusal to secure it, claiming the administration's open border policies encourage migrants to risk their lives. Some lawmakers say addressing immigration reform is the best route forward.
We can't just wait on the president to solve things. We can't wait for governors to try to fix it themselves. Congress has a role to play in this.
The Biden administration pushed back against Governor Abbott's accusations, saying it was Republicans who voted against the Department of Homeland Security request for additional funding and against comprehensive immigration reform. The DOJ says the state of Texas has until 2 p.m. on Monday to get rid of that barrier. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
Kris, what can people expect tomorrow morning as they get ready for work?
Well, we have some rain and some thunderstorms in the forecast for tomorrow. Will it be in the morning? Will it be in the afternoon? Well, I'll have that answer coming up in just a few.
Now, tonight's weather.
Well, it was a nice weekend for us, and it was a primarily dry weekend as well. We saw a little bit of rain showers in St. Lawrence County today, primarily around the Ogdensburg area. But as far as out there right now in downtown Watertown, we are keeping it nice and dry, and it is a calm night as well. That current temperature slowly dropping down, 63 degrees. Dew point is in the upper 50s. Our temperature cannot drop lower than our dew point, so it looks like our temperature will be staying in the lower 60s to maybe right around 59 degrees tonight for our lows, depending on if that dew point drops any more. So we'll keep an eye on that as we go towards early tomorrow morning. But this morning we're at 62 degrees and our high was at 81. So it was a fantastic day for us. The humidity was low and we had a nice breeze throughout the day as well. So that kind of helped us feel a little bit better out there. 69 degrees currently right now for Canton, though, 62 for Loudville, 65 for you on Fort Drum, and 59 degrees for Wanakina. So temperatures really aren't that bad. 50s out towards the Adirondacks, and the rest of us are still currently in those 60s. But tonight, like I said, dropping down into the upper 50s to lower 60s, a nice night for us. Tomorrow, we'll be warming up towards the mid-80s, and we do have a chance of rain as we go throughout the afternoon. I don't think everyone sees rain tomorrow, but nonetheless, we do have the chance for a few showers and thunderstorms. So timing this out for you, going overnight tonight, look towards tomorrow morning. Yeah, we're still keeping it nice and quiet. A few clouds moving through. We are going to see quite a bit of sun as we go throughout the day Monday. As we go towards noon, a few showers starting to form. We get into the afternoon. We get towards the peak heating of the day. We get more instability out there, and you see what happens. We start seeing some more showers and thunderstorms forming out there. Some of these could be on the strong to severe side, some very heavy rain with them as well. But I think the best chance of rain is for Lewis County and St. Lawrence County. Here in Jefferson County, we have a slight rain chance, but that lake breeze is going to be hard to overcome tomorrow. So that could be limiting our precipitation that we see here in Jefferson County. But as we go towards 6 p.m. on Monday, we still have a few rain showers out there. And as we go towards Tuesday, a slight chance of rain for Tuesday as well. But nonetheless, it looks like a nice day for us Tuesday. And it will be getting more humid as we go throughout the week. With the increase in humidity, our highs will be increasing as well. So an increase in temperatures, an increase in highs. Yeah, you're probably kind of wondering if we have heat index values that are going to be out there as well. By Thursday, we could have heat index values in the mid to upper 90s. So it is going to be a hot day for us Thursday. But don't worry, we have a cold front that's going to move on through, give us some rain, and cool us back down as we go towards the weekend. That will also drop the humidity, which means next weekend should be nice and refreshing, and maybe a few showers here or there on Saturday. Sunday, though, looks like it should be mostly dry, even though the icon didn't show it.
You sounded way too excited when you said cold front. This July, way too excited for cold front.
Look, it's upper 70s. It's still beautiful out there.
Let's keep it there as long as possible. We'll be right back after this. The winning weekend numbers for Sunday, the daily 227 and the win for 1288. Unionized workers at Yellow could be the next to take to the picket lines after a federal judge rejected the trucking company's attempt to stop their strike. Yellow is one of the nation's largest freight carriers and employs roughly 30,000 workers. A federal judge has denied the trucking giant's attempt to block a unionized strike that the company warns could cause it to plunge into bankruptcy. The Teamsters Union warned that if it could strike after the company missed a pension and health care payment deadline for some of its 22,000 unionized workers. The union says the strike could start as early as Monday. Yellow filed a request asking for a temporary restraining order to prevent the strike, saying it would force the company into a Chapter 7 liquidation bankruptcy. U.S. District Judge Julie Robinson rejected that motion, with Yellow saying that it will appeal the ruling. And American Airlines agreed to raise its pilot contract offer by more than $1 billion. The airline decided to bring its offer up to par with competitor United Airlines. United reached an agreement with its pilots that would give aviators up to a 40% raise. American's new offer reaches about $9 billion in incremental compensation and benefits. Pilots would also receive pay raises and bonuses. American Airlines CEO Robert Isom says they hope to ratify the agreement in August. The Allied Pilots Association, however, says The offer included the least critical elements prioritized by the board. A couple errors there on my part in that, but hopefully no errors from the Watertown Rapids
Take
tonight.
a break. Yeah, well, it was a good game. The Rapids taking on Oneonta. We'll have highlights coming up next.
Now your North Country Sports.
It's time for your Toyota Sports Report. The Watertown Rapids playing a Sunday afternoon contest at Toyota Field, hosting the Oneonta Outlaws in PGCBL action. The Rapids looking to rebound from a doubleheader loss to Mohawk Valley Saturday night, 8-5 and 6-5. Bottom one, the Rapids looking to get on the board. David McCann singles to left field. Jax Miller slips coming around third and is gunned down. Game still scoreless. Top two, Oneonta takes the lead. Anthony Barone goes the other way, singling to right. Jack Hopko comes in to score. 1-0 Outlaws. Top three, Beaver River product and Rapids starter Jonas Shearer gets the strikeout. But the Rapids would fall to Oneonta by a final score of 5-3. The Watertown Red and Black moved to 5-2 in Gridiron Developmental Football League action and 6-2 overall last night with a 41-7 win over the Troy Fighting Irish at George Ashcraft Field. Quarterback Sean Johnson threw 4 touchdown passes, and Corey Smith ran for a touchdown and returned 2 interceptions for touchdowns. Names new to Red and Black fans, and Red and Black coach George Ashcraft says the team's success so far this season is because backup players and new players have stepped up and filled in key roles on the team in 2023.
We've had a lot of people miss games, and it hasn't really, truly, with the athleticism that we have, the men that are taking other roles in games, it's just came together so, I mean, you can't ask for it to be any better. You know, the people that are in supposedly backup roles have taken that next step, and they've produced. Good leadership all the way around. The attitude's still great. We've had a good veteran backing from players, and the new players have just come right in and just fit the bill right along with them. And it's nice to be on the sidelines and see that happening.
Well, it's an incredible achievement for a first-year team. The Thousand Island Spirits will host the North American Box Lacrosse League Upstate Championship game a week from today at 3 p.m. at the Town of Alexandria Municipal Arena. The Spirits will be riding a 7-game win streak after beating the Utica Yeti 22-13 on Friday night to improve to 7-2 on the season. Spirits owner and GM Nate Jobson says a lot of people have played a key role in the team's success.
A lot of hard work, my coaches, so many volunteers, the community has helped us a lot, sponsors, none of it could happen without them. So, we've had so much support, and that's really what's gotten us to where we are. So it's exciting that we get to host right there in the Bay.
All right, let's do some trivia, my friend.
Brian Harmon takes home the Open Championship
He's
today.
36 years
36 years old. So.
First major title.
And the oldest in Sergio, 37 a couple of years ago. But who was the oldest to ever win a major tournament in golf history?
I want to say it's Jack Nicklaus.
Lefty. Mr. Mickelson a couple of years ago, 50 years old, 2021 PGA.
Yes.
Before he moved over to Live GA or PG Live, whatever we're calling it now.
Yeah.
We'll be right back after this. All right, Kris, what can people expect as they look to start their work week tomorrow?
Well, we'll have a few showers in the afternoon, some thunderstorms as well. Some of them could be on the strong to severe side, but look at Thursday. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a hot day, highs around 90. And you like to give me a hard time because I'm saying around 90. Like I don't like it. I'm used to it. I love the 90s. You know what doesn't like the 90s?
I'm an 80s baby, so I love the 90s. I'm all about the 90s.
My paycheck or my pocketbook does not like the 90s because it makes my electricity bill higher. So I'll take 77.
I'll take 90 as long as we can get it. Let's forget about winter until it comes
You'll be
here.
paying my light bill then.
It's knocking on the door quick.
For Rob and Kris, we thank you for joining us tonight on 7 News. The morning crew is back tomorrow.